Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. This time, we're taking a close look at how Solv Protocol is aiming to bridge the gap between Bitcoin and DeFi. Think of it as opening up a whole new world of financial possibilities for your Bitcoin. We'll be drawing insights from Binance Academy's article, What is Solv Protocol? SOLV. And I'm really looking forward to unpacking this with you. So, why is this such a big deal? Well, Bitcoin, the OG cryptocurrency, has kind of been in its own little corner, like a sleeping giant. Meanwhile, the DeFi space is just exploding with innovation, offering all sorts of ways to earn, lend, and leverage crypto. It's a party that Bitcoin hasn't really been able to attend until now, and that's where Solv Protocol comes in. It's creating a pathway for Bitcoin to enter this exciting DeFi ecosystem. Imagine Solv Protocol as a master architect, carefully building a bridge between the massive world of Bitcoin and the vibrant world of DeFi. This opens up some really exciting possibilities for Bitcoin holders. So let's dive into the key features that make this connection possible. First up, we have SolvBTC, a reserve token that's pegged 1.1 with Bitcoin.
Think of it as a passport for your Bitcoin to enter the DeFi world without losing its value. This is crucial because it means you don't have to sell your Bitcoin to participate in DeFi. You keep that long-term exposure and potentially avoid any capital gains taxes. With this passport, you can explore all sorts of DeFi activities like yield farming, which is essentially lending your Bitcoin to earn interest. You can also use it for staking to support the network and earn rewards. Or even engage in cross-chain trading. Imagine lending your SolvBTC on a decentralized platform and getting a steady stream of interest. That's yield farming in action. Or picture being able to trade your Bitcoin smoothly across different blockchain networks, opening up a whole universe of new opportunities. That's what SolvBTC is all about. Now, let's move on to liquid staking tokens, or LSTs. Traditionally, staking your crypto meant you had to lock it up for a certain period, kind of like putting money in a time deposit. You earn rewards, but you can't really touch your assets. LSTs completely change the game. When you stake your Bitcoin with Solv Protocol, you get an LST that represents that staked Bitcoin. And here's the brilliant part.
You can actually use those LSTs in other DeFi applications. So you can earn staking rewards, A&D participate in things like lending, borrowing, or other DeFi strategies. It's like getting double the benefits. Now, this innovation is all thanks to the clever technology behind Solv Protocol called the Staking Abstraction Layer, or SL for short. It might sound complicated, but think of it as a universal translator for all the different staking mechanisms out there. It basically creates a seamless interface for staking Bitcoin across different blockchains, whether it's proof of stake, delegated proof of stake, or any other new models that pop up. So what does this mean for you? Well, first, it means more opportunities for Bitcoin holders to participate in various staking networks and potentially get higher rewards. Second, it simplifies the whole staking process, making it much easier for everyone to get involved. And maybe most importantly, it improves connections across the entire blockchain ecosystem, leading to a more efficient DeFi world. Now, there's another important piece of the Solv Protocol puzzle, and that's their native token, SOLV.
This is what powers the entire ecosystem and offers some handy benefits for those who hold it. For instance, owning SOLV gives you governance rights. That means you get a say in shaping the future of the protocol. You can vote on proposals and influence how things develop. And of course, you can stake your SOLV tokens to earn more rewards, boosting your earning potential within the ecosystem. Holding SOLV can also get you discounts on transaction fees within the protocol, which is great if you're an active user. And last but not least, SOLV plays a vital role in rewarding the people who contribute to the network, like the validators who keep the blockchain secure and the liquidity providers who ensure everything runs smoothly. So we've talked about what Solv Protocol is and how it works, but let's zoom out for a sec and think about what it all means, especially for you Bitcoin holders out there.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you think about it. Bitcoin, with all its revolutionary potential, has often been seen as kind of a static asset, like a digital gold bar just sitting there. Solv Protocol is essentially giving us the tools to bring that gold bar out into the world and let it interact with this dynamic, always evolving DeFi ecosystem. For Bitcoin holders, this translates into a bunch of potential advantages. First off, it opens up new ways to earn passive income, something that's been kind of limited with Bitcoin in the past. Like, imagine earning interest on your Bitcoin just by lending it out through a decentralized platform. That's what yield farming is all about. Or picture yourself participating in staking networks where you help secure the blockchain and earn rewards, all without having to sell any of your Bitcoin. This is super relevant these days when everyone's looking for ways to make their assets work harder.
That's a great point. People want their money to grow, not just sit there.
Exactly. And another thing is, Solv Protocol boosts the liquidity of Bitcoin, making it easier to use in different ways. In the past, using Bitcoin in DeFi was a pain, with all sorts of complicated workarounds and limited options. SolvBTC and LSTs make everything much smoother and more accessible. This could lead to a lot more people using Bitcoin and DeFi, which could have a big impact on its value and role in the whole financial system.
It's all about making Bitcoin more versatile.
Right. But of course, with any new technology, we got to be aware of the potential risks and challenges too. The reserve token model of SolvBTC does help reduce some risks, but we need to think about custody. Where is the actual Bitcoin being held, and how secure is it? Those are important questions to ask.
Absolutely. Security is always top of mind, especially when you're dealing with something as valuable as Bitcoin.
And let's not forget, the DeFi space itself, while super exciting, is still pretty young and comes with its own set of risks. Things like smart contract bugs, market swings, and unclear regulations are all things we have to consider.
Yeah, it's important to be cautious and do your research.
For sure. And speaking of risks and security, the recent Binance mega drop, while not directly tied to Solv Protocol's main functions, does offer a way to snag some SOLV tokens. But it's super important to approach these kinds of promotions with a critical eye, understanding both the potential upside and the risks.
Definitely. It's easy to get caught up in the hype.
So the Mega Drop is basically a promo event designed to encourage early participation in the Solv Protocol ecosystem. People can earn SLV tokens by staking their BNB, which is Binance's own token, or by completing tasks within the Binance platform. It's a limited time thing where you can get SLV tokens before they're widely available in the market.
So it's like an early bird special.
Kind of, yeah. But it's crucial to remember that the value of any crypto, including SOLV, can go up or down a lot. It's all tied to the market. Jumping into a mega drop should be seen as a speculative move, and people should only put in what they're okay with losing.
That's some solid advice. Never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Absolutely. But stepping back from the mega drop for a moment, let's think about the bigger picture of Solv Protocol and how it could change the DeFi game. One super interesting aspect is how it could bridge the gap between two very different crypto communities. The Bitcoin maximalists, who believe Bitcoin is the ultimate store of value. And then you have the DeFi enthusiasts, who are all about those innovative financial applications.
It's like two different worlds colliding.
Yeah. So if Solv Protocol can successfully show that Bitcoin can be both a store of value, AND, a dynamic asset that can be used in all sorts of DeFi activities, it could bring these two communities together and unlock a ton of liquidity.
That would be a game changer.
I imagine trillions of dollars worth of Bitcoin flowing into DeFi, driving all kinds of new innovation and making financial services accessible to people all over the world.
It's a pretty exciting vision.
And by showing how Bitcoin can be used for more than just speculation, Solv Protocol could also help more people understand and accept crypto.
It's like demystifying the whole thing and making it less intimidating for the average person. So we've covered a lot of ground talking about the potential benefits and some of the risks involved with Solv Protocol. But I'm curious about the other side of the coin. What are some of the potential challenges or downsides that we should be aware of?
Yeah, that's a really important question. Like any new tech, Solv Protocol is going to face some hurdles along the way. One challenge is the complexity thing. DeFi can be pretty tough to grasp, especially for newcomers. And adding another layer on top of it, like Solv Protocol, could make it even more daunting for some. There's definitely a learning curve involved, so making it user-friendly is going to be key if they want to see widespread adoption.
Yeah, I agree. DeFi can feel like you're learning a whole new language sometimes. But that's where education and clear communication become so crucial, right?
Absolutely. Projects like Solv Protocol really need to focus on making their platforms accessible and easy to understand for the everyday person if they truly want to go mainstream.
Makes sense. And that kind of ties into another potential challenge, building trust and security. The crypto space has, unfortunately, had its share of scams and hacks over the years. So Solv Protocol will need to show a strong commitment to security and transparency if they want to gain people's trust, especially those who are entrusting their precious Bitcoin to the platform.
Right. Things like third-party audits, clear communication about their security measures, and maybe even insurance could help build that trust.
For sure, because security is paramount, especially when you're dealing with Bitcoin. But I'm also wondering about the competitive landscape. Solv Protocol isn't the only one trying to bridge Bitcoin and DeFi. What are some of the other projects out there, and how does Solv set itself apart?
Oh, you're absolutely right. There are definitely more and more projects popping up in this space. Some of the bigger names include Ren Protocol, which focuses on creating wrapped Bitcoin tokens to use on Ethereum. And then you have Stacks, which is trying to build a smart contract layer directly on top of Bitcoin. Each project has its own approach and its own strengths. What makes Solv Protocol stand out is its focus on that liquid staking we talked about. Plus, its staking abstraction layer aims to make staking Bitcoin across multiple blockchains much simpler and more efficient.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot between being innovative, secure, and user-friendly. It'll be interesting to watch how the competition unfolds and see which projects really take off. But beyond all the technical stuff, there's also a bigger, almost philosophical question at play here. Some people argue that Bitcoin was never intended to be used in this way. They say its true purpose is to be a store of value, like digital gold. What are your thoughts on that perspective?
That's a debate that's been going on in the crypto world for ages. It really comes down to how you see the future of Bitcoin and what role it'll play in the financial system. Some folks firmly believe that Bitcoin's scarcity and immutability make it the perfect store of value. And they think that trying to add more complex features takes away from that core purpose. But then there are others who see Bitcoin's potential to be way more than just digital gold. They see it as a platform for innovation and financial inclusion. They argue that by using Bitcoin's security and decentralization to power new financial applications, we can ultimately benefit more people and even drive the adoption of crypto on a global scale. Solv Protocol, in a way, represents that second perspective. It's about pushing the boundaries of what we can do with Bitcoin, exploring new use cases, and unlocking its potential to participate in this rapidly growing DeFi ecosystem. It's a bold vision for sure, and time will tell how it all plays out.
It's like we're at a crossroads where the original vision of Bitcoin as digital gold is meeting head-on with the innovative spirit of DeFi. And projects like Solv Protocol are leading the way into uncharted territory. As we wrap up our deep dive into Solv Protocol today, I want to leave our listeners with this thought. If Bitcoin does become more involved in DeFi, how will that change the entire landscape? Could we see a future where Bitcoin isn't just a store of value, but a major driving force behind financial innovation and access? The possibilities are both incredibly exciting and a little uncertain. The journey ahead is sure to be filled with twists and turns, but that's what makes the crypto world so captivating. It's always evolving, always pushing forward. So keep exploring, keep learning, and as always, thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.